Hello, physical science student. For this second part, we'll be doing the calculation portion of finding energy. We have gravitational potential energy, which is GPE, is mass times gravity acceleration value, which is 9.8 meters per second. That will stay the same for most places on Earth, times the height above the surface of the Earth. Okay. Kinetic energy is 0.5 or 1/2 times the mass of the object times the velocity squared. Remember, square is the number multiplied by itself. So the velocity is 3 meters per second. Velocity square will be 3 times 3, which is 9 meters square over second square. So for example, here we have the mass and the height. We know G is 9.8, and we're looking for GPE. So we find the equation with GPE by itself, and in this case, it's already given to us as GPE. So all we have to do is plug it in. You take the mass and you put it in here. You take G and you put it in the next space, and then you take the height and you put in the last space, and you just have to multiply it out without any worry. The next question, however, does involve a square, so remember there's a little bit trick here. So pretend I read this question. I know what I'm given. I know what I'm trying to find, and the equation that has KE is KE equal 1/2 of 0.5 mv squared. When I plug it in, it looks like this. But please remember this: whenever you punch out anything that has a power, and that's multiplication or division, you always do the power or the square or the cube first. So if I were to punch this out, I would go 9 times 9 or 9 square first, hit equal or enter, and I'm going to multiply by 70 and multiply by 0.5. So remember, square first. So with that, the next question, you list what you know and what you don't know from the question. You know G always, because for Earth is roughly 9.8 meters per second. And you're looking for height. So if you take this equation and you rearrange it to find height, you would divide both sides by mg, and you would get GPE divided by mg equal height. Because when you divide both sides by mg, this disappears and you have h by itself. So that's how I get this equation right here. Now to plug it in, height is what we're trying to find, so you can't plug in anything. You will plug in the gravitational potential energy right there. You will plug in the mass, and then you will plug in the gravitational acceleration value right there and punch it out. For GPE, you don't have to worry about which one you punch out first, but you need to multiply these two first to get one number, and then take the top number to divide by that, just to make sure you have the accurate answer. Or you can just do it one step at a time. You take this number, divide by this, you hit equal, and then you divide by this bottom number, even though it's said multiply. But I would just multiply these two first, write that down, and then take this number and divide it by the combination of those two, or the product of those two. Same thing here for the next one. Just remember, multiply in the square bracket first, write that number down, and then take the GP energy divided by the product of those two numbers, and you will get the answer. The last one is similar to the one that we did earlier for kinetic energy. Read it and plug it in, but remember, square the velocity first. So I would put in 20 here, times 20, and then take that answer, multiply by the mass, and multiply by 0.5. Hopefully that helps you try and for you to figure out the correct answer. And the unit for all this would just be joule if it's looking for energy, like the first two. But if it's looking for mass, you need to remember the unit at the end should be kilogram. And if it's looking for height, the unit should be meter. And with that, have a good day. If you have any questions, ask your teacher during class or during the Sing Meet. Peace out.